Welcome back to another episode of A Shot of Weeb. This is episode 19, I do believe.
That sounds correct. I could be wrong.
Yeah, should be. As always, I'm your host, the Seaweed Ambassador, and I'm joined, again, as always, with the epic Wob.
Unfortunately, much to his disappointment, they keep coming back.
Man, nah, it's good. Good times. Good times. We have fun recording this thing, right?
I have fun.
Yeah, I have fun. Okay, good. Well, before we get any farther, let's go and take our shots.
Yeah,
get that out of the way.
Get that out of the way, shouldn't we? Yeah.
All right.
This has already been a mess, as we've been attempting to start for like 40 minutes now.
Yeah. The last 5 minutes were one individual's fault here.
You know, I wonder who that would be. Kompai. Yeah.
All right. Oh, man. That was good. Okay.
We watched an interesting show this week. And it's entirely my fault. I'm the one who picked this. I'd seen
That's
it
true.
before.
I had not.
And that was the main reason I wanted to watch it. There are very few shows that I have seen that Seaweed is not.
Yeah, we're running through that list real quick.
Oh, yeah. We're already down 2 of them. You hated the last one. Let's see how this one goes.
Wait, what was the last one?
The last one was Babylon.
Oh, yeah, Babylon. Yep. Well, no, we're down multiple because we had Tejina Senpai.
But that wasn't the last one we did.
I know. But we've done more than just 2, is what I'm saying.
Oh, yeah, fair. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah. But,
I don't know.
Yeah, no, Babylon was garbage. It was bad. Yes, it was. But we're not getting into that. We had a whole episode on that. You can go watch that.
You can go check it out where you watch the rest of our episodes.
That's true. Very true. So what is Keijo? Since you wanted to watch it, what is it?
What is Keijo? That is a difficult answer. Keijo is an art form. Do you mean the sport or the show? Because part of the reason I picked this was because in our discussion I'd learned that not only was this a show that Seaweed had not watched, it was also, by technical definition, a sports anime, which we have not yet covered on this show. 19
it is
episodes
a sports anime. Not even technical definition. It's just a sports anime.
It's the only sports anime I've watched, actually.
Yeah, we're going to fix that.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, so what's the show? What is the show?
This show is, I'm assuming, your typical sports series, in that a girl goes to a training school for the sport of her dreams, Keijo, where she meets other gamers.
They're not gamers.
I'm sorry, I'm not doing well today. Holy crap.
Oh, man. All right, well, I'll take over.
No. I've got this.
Oh, okay. All right.
I've got this.
Okay,
There's news people, and they're like, hey, we should check out this new talent. And they're like, no, change is bad. Talk to the same people we always do. But she meets her teammates, and they train, and with the power of friendship, get sports better.
It doesn't. I don't think there's. The power of friendship is not the biggest power here. More like the power of ass and tits.
That is what the sport is about.
Yeah.
The sport, Keijo itself. You can have the sport itself. Go for it. You take this part.
Okay, so basically, correct me if I'm wrong, but Keijo is played in a big pool, or like some body of water, on a platform called a land.
Yes.
And a land can literally be anything.
Apparently.
Literally anything. And the goal is to either make the other team fall or knock them into the water.
Yes, you cannot touch the land with anything other than your feet.
Yes. And but you can only knock people with your ass or your tits. It's the only thing you're allowed to use to touch the other players.
That is a crude way of wording it, but yes.
Well, how would you word it?
I don't think there is a good way.
Well, with your booty and your boobs? Is that...
The official terminology is breast or buttock, I believe. I'd push up my glasses if I had any.
I don't care.
This is that kind of show.
It's a very much an ecchi show.
We went into this fully aware of that fact because, like, I think I said this at the last of the end of the episode last week. Oh boy,
we got to the end there. There was quite a journey for you to get to that end of the sentence, though. Oh boy,
did I just have a stroke?
I thought so. I thought you sounded like the kid who had that dream. Have you?
But last week we watched Inuyashiki, and at the end of it, I was like, "Wow, that took a lot of effort. There was a lot to this show, a lot to take in. Let's just shut our brains off next week." And this is definitely a shut your brain off kind of show.
Yeah, don't take the show too seriously, at all, because you won't enjoy it. If you start thinking about it, you're not going to enjoy it.
This show has a good storyline of the team getting stronger together and doing sports. You look confused.
You did describe the storyline. I wouldn't necessarily call it good. It's a very basic...
Who's our main character? Describe our main character and what makes her the special magic sports person.
Oh, well, our main character is Nozomi Kaminashi. And she has long black hair. So that's a plus. That's a plus. And what makes her... I don't know exactly what makes her unique. Besides that she can, like, use the butt vacuum.
It's the butt vacuum. It's the vacuum. It's actually vacuum butt cannon, I think it's called.
Okay.
Something
she can use the vacuum butt cannon.
Yes.
And that's it. That's her.
That's it.
I don't know, like... They're all,
most of
like,
the characters are, like, known for, like, their, like, special gimmick in the sport space.
Yes.
And then our main, like, four get personalities. Kind of.
A little bit, yeah.
More than the rest of the cast.
Yeah, but let's be clear, that's not difficult. Just wanna...
Hey, look, when you're trying to keep a show simple, bland entertainment, you don't need more than one note for a character, obviously.
Man, you said a really good word there. And you're not going to like this. But man, bland is a good word. Especially for this show.
I have watched this show. I think this is the second time I've watched it fully, but I think I've tried... I didn't realize how bad a sign this was when I initially suggested the show, but I'm pretty sure I've tried to watch it more times than that, because when I sat down to rewatch it the other day, I knew the first 2 episodes, like, beat for beat. I remembered every single bit of it. And then the 3rd episode, I had no clue what was going on. Which means I've tried and watched the first 2 episodes at least 3 times.
Oh, boy. That's good. Yeah.
It's a good sign.
I'm glad that I'm hearing about that now.
I didn't realize that until I was rewatching it.
Yeah. No. Yeah, okay. Well, I guess for the rest of our characters, we got Sayaka Miyata. She has white hair and small tits.
I feel like she's more of a main character than the actual main character. Like, she has more background to her. Like, she gets an actual arc, kind of.
I was just about to say, but then again, let's be relative here. because she does have more than the other characters. But in the show, not outside of the show, though.
Yeah, because I'll admit
man.
it, there's not much to the main character. She's like, I accidentally used the forbidden technique, and they were like, no, don't use it, it's forbidden. Can I please
It'll
use
hurt your
forbidden
hips.
technique? Yes.
Can I use it? Well, only if you wear this skin-tight swimsuit for a week or whatever.
It was a month.
Oh, sorry, a month.
It was a muscle janky swimsuit that, like, you had to be loose and tight at the same time. Have you seen Attack on Titan abridged? You must have.
It's been a while. But yeah.
I said that phrase because it's like the first thing that made sense, and I'm just like, that it's the same energy. It's the same energy as when in Abridged they're trying to learn the house flying grapple suit belt. What am I talking about?
3D maneuver gear.
Yeah, I haven't watched Attack on Titan since high school.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Makes sense.
No, you've got to flow with the suit, but also control it. You must be in charge, but go along. Because that's what it was. Is the suit restricts your movement, and she's like, I'm fighting against it, and it doesn't work because I have to not let it crush me. But if I just stop trying, it works, I guess, because reasons.
Yeah. Yeah, it's that anime power, you know.
Yeah.
that's how she makes
things work when they figure out to believe.
Yeah. Yeah. That's it. But yeah, so that's the main character. Well, I mean there's 4 main characters, but that was like that Nozomi Kaminashi's bit. That's how she got so good.
Yeah, I kind of co-opted Miyata's segment there. I feel a little bad.
Yeah, well, Miyata has... I don't know. What was her special move? I don't even remember.
She could fast. She could go fast.
That's what it was. Yeah, she's fast. And then...
But not the same kind of fast as the cat girl. It's a different fast.
Yeah, it's a different fast. And then she can go faster when she does her special move.
The W acceleration.
Yeah, we'll get into that. Cool boy. Then we've got... I wanted to go into Non Toyoguchi first.
Okay.
Because she's like a nice, just like sweet girl, kind of oblivious, you know.
Yeah, that tracks.
And I think out of the main 4, she had my favorite character design. I don't know, it's just a nice design, you know.
It's fair. Her thing when we first meet her thing is she like is clumsy and is just like, that didn't happen. I didn't just fall. It was intentional. Why do people think I'm clumsy? Haha.
That got thrown out real quick.
It did actually. Yeah, kind of.
It only lasted like through 2 episodes.
Well, no, it did come back kind of later when she nearly accidentally gets the entire training camp killed.
Yeah, a little bit. But still, like, for as much as they seemed to push it in that first episode, it's just...
Yeah, no, they didn't...
Yeah, they didn't stick with it. I wish
they didn't drive it into the ground.
Well, I wish they would have stuck with it more than they did.
That is fair, because it had, like, 3 riffs on it, and that's about it.
Yeah, and it's not like these characters have deep characterization. Like, that was her thing, was that she was clumsy. And they kind of just got rid of that real quick.
She's also not good at battling. She wins the battles by not doing anything. Luigi wins by doing absolutely nothing.
By standing in the right place at the right time.
Well, not even at the right time. If someone tries to attack her.
And she has a soft butt. That's her thing.
Yeah. So, this is jumping around, but one thing that gets explained later is there's 3 styles of fighting. There's in-fighters... Yeah. Who get up close and then they're strong and they yeet you. There's outfighters who try to be speedy and attack a lot from distance. And then counterattackers. And Non gets put down as a counter just because that's literally the only thing she can do.
Yeah. And Nozomi is an infighter, I believe.
Yeah, she actually doesn't get a category, but then at the end they're like, for the purposes of training, we'll consider you an infighter.
Yeah. And then Sayaka is a outfighter.
Is an outsider, yeah. And Alba, then, the fourth person, is considered an outsider, but she can kind of be whatever.
Yeah, because she was probably, in terms of personality, one of the most interesting. But again, the same with Non. Her like main trait that she had at the beginning is just almost immediately swept under the rug.
Well, because I wouldn't at the say beginning, her non-talking was a trait. That was a story wing.
It was still like she was still like shy and stuff, and by the end she's just like, oh no, I'm not shy anymore. Or not even by the end, by like a few episodes in, she's just like, yeah, I'm not shy person anymore. Which
kind of, because I mean when they went to the finals, she was like, there's too many people, I can't go outside like this.
Yeah, that's like, it's the same thing with like how Non got one more gag, at the training camp.
Yeah.
I kind of put them in that same category. But, like, because, yeah, Kazune starts off, she doesn't say a word. She only looks at magazines. And then eventually she's like, oh, I have teammates I can rely on. Okay, I guess I'll talk.
Well, episode 2, they kind of forced her into talking. That was, like, the point of episode 2.
Well, yeah.
Episode 2.
Right, yeah. But by, like, showing her that, yeah, she has people she can rely on. So
and a magic ponytail. That helps a lot, too.
Well, it's just her ponytail moves whenever her head does. No, what's magic is her hand.
She'd be sitting still and her hair would, like, twitch. That's how they could read. In episode 2, they're training and they have to, like, try to bounce a volleyball between them. And, like, she won't talk, but they need her to shot call because she can just tell where it's going. And they figure out what she would have said by the way her ponytail moves. Our main character figures that out.
Because, well, Nozomi said, because the way your head slightly moves, which makes your ponytail move.
Mm. So I think that's actually, I suppose that might be the power of the main character Kamenashi. Actually, is that she can like figure out opponent or other players' things like really, really quickly. Like, because every time she gets in a fight, she does some sleuthing and, like, figures out how the power works in, like, 20 seconds.
Maybe. Yeah. I don't know. But Aoba's power, her real power, is that she can grope people.
Scanning hand, it's called.
Yeah, she touches their butt, and then she can use their butt.
Yes, but it's sent in a friendly manner. They allow her to do it to gather information.
Yeah, they're also allowing girls to just hit each other with only their butts and their ass.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff that gets allowed here, like when Miyata's parents show up.
Or when
just so proud of her for exposing herself to an entire crowd.
Yeah, multiple characters do that, but I think she does it the worst. And then also Mio, who we haven't talked about yet, just, aggressively hitting on everyone else in the competition at all times.
Oh yeah, Mio's always constantly groping Kamenashi also.
Yeah, not just her though.
But that's like, she's like the main one, because Mio even says you have the perfect proportions or something.
Yeah, Mio is terrifying.
Yeah, Mio's like the number one candidate, because like they're going to a school that they're only going to be at for a year, and then they're going pro. That's like how this thing works.
It's like fast.
They either go pro or they're done. Like they get kicked out of the program. Mm-hmm. And Mio is like the number one candidate, number one recruit or whatever at the school. And I'm trying to remember if she was American or not.
I think it's implied that she is. I mean, like she's
because I was pretty sure it was
speaks English
implied.
Sometimes.
Yeah, and I think they said that she was foreign, or that she was a foreigner.
Probably.
So I think she's
American.
Probably. But yeah, so she's like really good at the sport, whatever that means.
She doesn't do the sport though, per se. She's not main cast. Don't worry, she's not main cast per se. She's secondary cast.
Yes.
Our main is only the 4.
Yep.
But like we see her in a battle later where you sent me a screenshot of this. You sent me a screenshot of the forbidden technique titty hypnosis.
Oh yeah, titty hypnosis. Yeah.
And she gets disqualified for the match for doing that because it's too dangerous to use on new players.
Which is fair because she did just make them like go limp and fall into the water.
Yeah.
Like that's the one thing about this sport also. Like there's no referees.
Well, no, but they did have medics on hand. Like we saw that in the tourney arc when they were like, medics, get them out of the water.
Yeah, but like they're not that close.
Yeah, no.
If they're at the bottom of the pool, it's very dangerous.
Which sport is more dangerous, do you think? Because I realize we've kind of technically, in a sense, watched another sports show. Which sport is more dangerous, Keijo or panzer battling? Which one leads to more deaths?
Which one leads to more deaths?
Yeah.
Probably Keijo.
Honestly, that's what I think, too.
Because, panzer battling, they're using fake shells and stuff.
I mean, they're still being fired out of literal. But, I mean, then again, these people... Yeah. I mean, both of them have, like, magic. Like, there's magic people in Keijo. Just straight up, you're not going to convince me otherwise. Freaking autopilot butt. But then in Panzer, you got people jumping 30 feet between tanks, so...
Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. This is a non-realistic sports anime. Like, even, like... Okay. So, listen here. Let me explain myself. Because I realize what that sounds like with this sport. But I want to compare this to another, what I believe to be a fake sport anime, which is the Prince of Stride alternative. Basically, I don't know what that is. Yeah, I know you don't. Basically, Stride is this sport. It's like track, but you have to go through all these obstacles. So it's basically just like an obstacle race, but so it's like parkour, and it's a race, and like there's different paths and stuff, I think. But yeah, so it's like this whole big thing, right? Mm-hmm. But like none of them are able to, like, I don't know, fly or like anything else that, like, ridiculous like that. Like, it's pretty well grounded. It's like believable that you could do this sport. Whereas Keijo makes absolutely no goddamn sense.
I mean, some of these characters' abilities, you'd be like, okay, yeah, I suppose I could understand. It's probably hemmed up. But then there's a handful of people that I wrote down. They literally just use magic.
Like Ioba with her scanning hand. This literally sounds like a JoJo stand.
It kind of does. No, but I could understand that, and you could just be like, oh, she's pretending that she's scanned everyone in, but now she's, like, I don't know, researched or something and understands how they work or whatever, and it's all for show.
Okay, but here's the thing. It's shown in the show that she can touch their butt and then immediately use it. She does that in a match. There's no research going on.
I mean, the most painfully magic person that I think of in the show is Fujisaki Kotone. She's the one with Cerberus. And, like, she's like, I don't want to play Keijo. I just want to listen to freaking boys love audiobooks.
Oh, yeah. She was into BL big time.
And so she just lets her autopilot.
She lets her ass do all the work.
Yeah, she, like, literally just flies backwards at people. That's magic. She's magic.
Uh-huh. Yeah. It's like, I don't know. It's weird. It's all the characters, like, they're all so one note, which is the worst part, I think, for me.
They all have their stand, and that's about it.
I mean, honestly, like, the only semi-interesting character is one we don't meet till, like, the end, the final boss, if you will. But, like, Maya was semi-interesting.
I mean, some of the other characters are also just, like, fun. Like, we haven't talked about Rokudo Rin. She's the one with the cat powers. She has, like, she can move fast, but that's all she does is fast. But when she goes fast, her hair turns into, like, it perks up in, like, cat ears, and it's adorable. Yeah, that's all I got to say about that.
I mean, I liked... Well, I don't want to say I liked. I liked the character design of Usagi.
Okay.
I mean, I'm a little biased because I do like pink hair. But her character was the worst.
Yes, I can agree with that.
I hated it.
Yeah, no, it's not good.
I'm normally, like, I'm fine with that kind of character. Because, like, basically, she just, she's the character that, like, is in love with Mio and, like, respects her and stuff. But then she gets super jealous because Mio dotes on Kaminashi a lot.
Yeah, and
right.
also she literally considers Mio a deity, calls her, like, Sama and stuff, and is like, she's the personage of Athena or whatever.
Yeah, which, that's fine. That's fine. I don't mind all that. It's just like, man, I don't think I've ever seen a character that has shown how ugly jealousy is before so well, so effectively. Because, man, it's disgusting.
Frustrating. Because she's just like, I will defeat you and earn respect. And the main character's just like, who are you?
Yeah. I don't know. And, like, I think because, like, I can't think of any other characters off the top of my head like her, but I do like some characters that are semi like her, you know, like have that kind of same, like, jealousy kind of bit to them. And I don't know, it's just most of those characters will also have something else.
Yeah.
Which is the problem with having one-note characters like this. Because, like, if you don't like their one aspect, you're out of luck, buddy.
Yeah.
But, you know.
We breezed over one of the, like, most important things. We left out, like, Miyata's most important thing. She's a former, like, judo star.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
That matters.
Yeah. That
does matter.
Yep. Yeah, and so her parents, or her dad specifically, doesn't really approve of her doing Keijo. Because he was the sensei at the dojo.
Yeah, he's just like, why would you dare to ever try anything else? How could you?
Yeah. And so we get that little, like, side story bit.
Mm-hmm. How dare I respect you as a separate human?
No, you know.
It's the energy of that.
Well, you know.
There's only one other character that I wrote down, and it's a character I really like, even though I had literally nothing to write down about her. Like,
which one?
Her name was Kawai Hanabi.
Okay.
She's the one
I see her picture. Don't remember her.
We meet her, like, right away in the first episode. She's the first person that Kaminashi meets in the, like, entry exam, I guess. She's also the one in the intro. Like, her thing, she goes spooky. That's about the best thing I can say, is she's spooky. Because when she fights, her face, like, blacks over in shadow.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
She's spooky.
Yeah.
I think her thing was, like, precise strikes or whatever, because she tries to literally stop someone's heart later on.
Yeah. Yeah, that's, like, her special move. It's Heartbreaker, I believe is what it was called.
Mm-hmm. Oh, she likes boys. That's, like, the thing she says a lot.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, she's not gay. Dude, I swear, dude.
Aggressively. In a show like this, where there is only one male character who appears for, like, 10 seconds.
Wait, which one?
The reporter that's in, like, 2 episodes.
Oh, I wouldn't even consider him. I was just going to say the only male character is Miyata's dad.
Fair. Yeah, actually, that's a better statement.
There's only 2 male character designs, though, basically. That's not 100% true, because there's some backstory stuff. But
there's some people in the crowds.
I think there's only 2 male speaking parts.
Yeah, I think that's right.
Yeah. I think one of the only other side character that really stood out to me was Saya Kogotana, the, like, samurai.
She was cool, and we literally don't see her until, like, episode 11.
Uh-huh.
Which is a shame, because she was actually really awesome.
Yeah. She was, like, likable and had some, like, completely like nonsense moves, but like
Yeah.
they're kind of cool.
She would sheath and unsheath her weapon very rapidly.
Which was her perky titty. Yeah. Yeah, because that's something that happens towards the end of the show. I'm just going to mention this now. Eventually, everybody starts to just rub their boobs to make their nipples hard.
Yes, there are multiple characters that do that.
Almost every character does this in the tournament arc at the end of the show.
Well, I certainly wouldn't say almost every, but at least like 4 of them.
Like half of them.
There's 24 people.
A lot. It's a lot. It's like half of them.
Yeah, I think you're overstating it, but okay.
No. It happened so many times, bro. It was ridiculous. But, alright, well, is there any other characters you wanted to discuss?
I think we've talked about all the characters I wrote down.
Okay.
There's one other, like, general thing I want to bring up that I think this is a standard sports show thing. I could be wrong. It definitely...
I'll tell you if it is not.
It felt like Hero Academia at the very least, in that, like, all of the character moves were, like, named. Like, whenever someone does something, like, special, they'd shout the attack move.
That's not like a sports anime thing. That's a shonen thing. It's like a battle shonen thing.
Either way, they did the shonen thing where everything is named and has like has like splash art for it.
Yeah. That was
maybe splash art's the wrong word. Splash text, is that a thing?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
You know what I mean.
Yeah, it just wrote the name out on the screen. With a little bit of flair.
Yeah, the flair's important. And then there were also a couple that like actually did have art, but I will talk about the most prominent one of those later.
I'm not sure which one you're talking about. I'm a little scared. I'm not gonna lie. Well, should we actually get talking about what happens in the show?
Yeah, sure. I'll be honest. I have comparatively little to say about like the first like large chunk of the show. There's like good bits in all of the episodes, but I feel like there was a very heavy focus, or at least most of my interest was focused in the end of the show.
Yeah. So I will say, I probably have the same amount to say about the early stuff, but I don't get much more towards the later stuff either. I
introduced another show that you hate.
No, I don't hate this show. I do not hate this show. I'm gonna say that now. Don't hate this show. I just have very little to say about this show. So we'll see how this goes. Should be fun.
I do think that, again, there were good like parts in each of the episodes, but none of the episodes in the early... There's no specific episodes that I'm like, you should see this episode to figure out like if you'd like the show or not, or you should see this episode, it's the best one. I'd say they're all kind of on par.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I was about to say. That's like, I would never recommend somebody to watch an episode of a 12-episode show that's not the first to start with.
Hey, well, I mean, that's fair.
But also, like to that, I would say that the first episode you'll know if you're gonna like it or not, or like if it's worth continuing. I guess I should say.
Yeah. Although the show does end up with a different energy for a lot of parts of it, because like there's the battle episodes and then there's the not battle episodes.
Yeah, but I think in that first episode you get some of both. You get a decent mixture.
Because you get to see the main character and Miata hang out, and then you also get to see like the entrance exam.
Yeah, we get to see all 4 of them hang out. I think a little bit.
Yeah, because
you get introduced to all 4 of them.
Yeah, Kaminashi and Miata knew each other before this, and they get introduced to Toyoguchi and Alba at the end of the episode, because they're like roommates. They get put in the disappointment room.
Yeah, the room that everybody gets kicked out of apparently.
They do end up leaving the room, though. So
They do, yeah. That was the thing that they said, right? Was that nobody lasts in this room for very long. So like,
which
they were
technically
right.
remained the same.
It was facts, but it kind of also felt like it's not like a curse. It's just how it works. Like, I don't know. It didn't.
I think the implication was that other people in 309 usually quit like really early on.
Right, but like also I think they got kicked out because they were told like if you don't do well enough here, like you will be kicked out. Like it wasn't like you can pass. It was either like you excel or you're gone kind of scenario. At least that's the vibe I got. So it was really weird. And like it didn't feel like a curse anymore once they left the room. It was just like, okay, no, this is just what happens. Which I mean I guess is kind of cool. Depending on, whatever, but it lost a little bit of that like that mystery to the room of like why, but because I think it would have been really cool to have them just stay there even though they were in the elite class.
Yeah,
like even like if the characters were like, no, we want to stay in this room because we proved to everybody that we can do it when they didn't think we could. I think that would have been a really cool moment, a character moment.
That's fair. Since you've mentioned it, we should go ahead and delineate. There's like two factions at this school because like everyone's theoretically on like level ground, but then there's like the top 10 get like special classes, like where the rest of the school is like in class in their it's literally called astronomy class in the subs.
Yeah.
Because this is one thing I do appreciate. They change the puns to work in English.
Yeah.
Like all of them. Some of them work better than others.
Yeah.
But that one was really good. And they're like sitting there in a lecture and the main girl like looks out the window and is like, why are the Elite Four already training? Or 10 or whatever, you know what I mean?
Yeah, why are the elites already out there?
They also get better food.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, and they just get better all around.
One of my favorite side gags also happens in, I think it's episode 2, where like Kawanashi like zones out in class or whatever, and the teacher just like hip kicks a piece of chalk into her face like 3 times.
Oh yeah, that was pretty good. Yeah, that was good. Yep, I liked that a lot. I don't know. I liked those segments. They were fun, nice and chill, and it had some decent comedy to them.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Yeah, there's good gags in the show.
At
a
lot of puns.
A lot of puns. If you like puns, you will enjoy the show. That's like half of this show's content.
Yeah, you'll definitely find some enjoyment out of it. Yeah, for sure.
Plot twist: I like dumb puns.
I also like dumb puns and dad jokes. So. Yeah, I'm right there.
I'll let you take a little bit of the direction here because I feel like I'm kind of steering a little too much.
Oh boy.
I'm letting go of the wheel. Figure it out.
No, Carrie Underwood, come back. Grab the wheel.
We're somewhere near the end of the first episode. Also,
okay.
I don't know if this was my dub. I watched this on Keijo. I watched Keijo on Crunchyroll. There we go.
Okay.
And the main character and Aoba to like part of Aoba's character arc in the early episodes, quote unquote. She's scared to talk because they think they'll make fun of her accent. She has like a regional rural Japanese accent.
Yeah.
And I think the main character is supposed to have that as well. The way they delineate that in the subtitles for us Americans is to give them the most ridiculous southern drawl.
Yeah. They give them
the subtitles.
A nice southern accent. Yeah. That's just how it generally goes, I think, with that type of thing. Like when a character has like one of those dialects, because here in America we only really have, I mean, we have more, but you can only really do a couple that'll delineate like region,
Yeah. I think there's I think there's like 5
Southern
officially recognized regional accents, but only one of them really translates well in writing.
Yeah. I mean, you can't also like differentiate or delineate like a fiction or like a Japanese person's accent in the subtitles by giving them a Boston accent. Not really going to work because then they're not from Boston, and that is a very specific accent. The Boston, New Jersey kind of thing, where Southern is such a wide, broad thing. And it also, like, usually is, correlated with, like, Hicks and stuff, country bumpkins.
Well, yeah, that's what I was saying, is the Southern out of the major regional dialects, because, again, it's like, there's like, coastal, Midwest, Southern, and Northeast, I think, are all officially recognized. I was looking into this pretty recently, actually. But out of all of those,
research for the show now.
Well, this wasn't research for the show. I was looking into this for different reasons.
Oh, okay, all right, we're all good then. Yeah.
But out of all of those Southern accents, with like the pardons and the reckons and stuff, the howdies, I don't know how many people actually talk like that. Hey, I mean, I'm from
I do say reckon every once in a while.
Oh, I do say reckon. I'm from the Midwest, but like the southern end of the Midwest, so I have a lot of southern influence on my Midwest accent. And my boss up here in the Northeast, where I'm currently living, was giving me crap for saying howdy to a customer.
Oh man. Yeah. See, it's really funny, I think, because you're not from the South technically, right? You're from the southern part of the Midwest, whereas I am from the deep South. I'm from the deep South, and I have no accent.
Well, I mean, everyone says they have no accent. I do feel like I talk with more. I feel like I talk with more southern influence than you do, and I'm from farther north.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. Like when I went to talk to like my advisors at college, because I had multiple. I had 3 because I changed my major.
Jeez, dude.
Yeah, it sucked. But like my second one was like, so where are you from and stuff, and I was, I told them, Alabama. That's where I'm from, baby. And they were like, did you grow up there? I was like, yep, lived there my whole life. And he was like, oh, well, you don't have an accent. And I was like, yep. I think it's because my parents are from like the Midwest. That's probably what it is, but also I have no idea. Maybe not.
Who knows? I mean, I'm like very easily influenced by accents. My dad is the same way. Like, by golly, you would have had a miserable time trying to have a conversation in my house after we watched Braveheart? We hear an accent and we just pick it up for the next like 5 days.
Oh man. Just like do a big old marathon of Braveheart and then Brave and then try to talk like a normal person.
It wouldn't
That's
go
your
well.
challenge. Oh my god, that's
So why are we talking about accents again? How did we get here?
Because you were talking about the subtitles. How they
right,
change.
yeah. Because like Alba is like scared they'll make fun of her country accent.
Yeah, and Nozomi doesn't care.
Yeah, no, Nozomi's just kind of tactless at times because she's not the brightest.
Always, not even at times, just constantly.
Hey, what magazine are you reading? Let me see it, Rip. Just,
no, dude, let me see it, bro. I just want to see it for a second. Oh man, and she wants to duct tape it back together.
She's frustrating at times.
That's a good way to put it. Yeah. Oh man. Okay. So we've got episode 2.
Yeah, which I've already mostly talked about. That was the volleyball. Rebound.
That was the volleyball bit. I thought that episode was pretty cool. Thought the episode was pretty cool. I don't know. I liked it a lot because it kind of showed some more of like the tactics and like more of the individual skill that's in Keijo.
Yeah, because Keijo does end up being a team sport quite frequently.
Yeah, I think that's what
at least
it generally is. Yeah, at this level, of course. But yeah, I don't know. It was cool, and also the way that they divided everybody up by their rooms too. Like that's how teams were decided. I liked it. Yeah, It was cool. I don't know. I don't have much else to say about that episode, though. I don't
Yeah.
really remember a lot else that happened.
It was probably one of the best, like, early parts of development, because it's showing how these main 4 characters, what their dynamic is going to be going forward.
Yeah.
And again, it's also the one where they force Alba to, like, break out of her shell, because Kaminashi has figured out that Alba can, like, tell where it's going, and she starts reading her reactions to Shot Call, and at the very end, like, they're, like, about to break the record, she calls one intentionally wrong and then directly stares at Alba and waits for her to correct. Like, we are going to lose, or you are going to talk. One of the two.
Yeah. Well, okay. But here's the thing, right? They weren't going to lose. They were just going to tie for first place.
Fair.
Because the only like rule was that you couldn't get the lowest score.
Well, at this point,
the person with the lowest score was...
They'd offered some of the elite classes gelato to whoever gets first, though. So, like, there were some stakes.
I don't remember that at all.
I'm pretty certain
that must not have been a big thing.
No, it was like a line. It was a throwaway line. It was like, hey, y'all get this if you do good.
Yeah. And so, like, they were already tied for first. So, like... It wasn't like they were... I mean, they probably still would have gotten the gelato or whatever anyways. Because they still would have won.
Probably.
I understand it's the principle.
Yeah.
But, like, still, it wasn't like... That was the issue, I think, I had with a lot of it, too. Was there's no stakes where there should have been. Or the stakes didn't feel real, I guess. That's the better way to put it.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Like, they set up these stakes, but then there was never a point during their, like, team, like, volleyball thing, they had to keep it up in the air, where it felt like they were not going to, there was never a point where they felt like they were going to lose. Ever.
Well, I mean, before they figured out the shot calling, they literally couldn't keep it up for more than, like, 2 hits.
Well, yeah, but... Maybe I've just watched enough shows or kind of know how stories are structured. But, like, you kind of know that they're going to figure that out before, it's not like I don't know.
Well, I mean, you also kind of just, like, in the later tournament arc, like, there's, you kind of know what the stakes are going to be. Like, there's, like, it could go up to 3 matches, and then they put their main character in the third group, and you're like, well, I wonder if there's going to be a third match.
Well, right. Yeah. But, like, still it's still, like, I don't know. Each individual match feels closer than here. That's
fair. Especially the second one.
The easy way to fix this for this specific scene is instead of saying if whoever has the lowest score has to do X thing or whatever, just you have to get higher than the last group that went before you.
I don't know.
And I think that would have made it more interesting. And more of like a thing, but it's such a nitpick.
I know, and we've dwelled on it for like 20 minutes. We do get one other important. We get background on one of the teachers, because there's this like super round lady named Nagisa Jibe, who is one of the professors.
Yeah. The Siren.
The Siren, yes, and the characters are like, Siren, she looks more like a seal, because, again, Kaminashi has no tact.
Yeah.
And she's like, fight me, I will judge your talent, you cannot move me. And everyone tries to fight her, and they can't move her, and then Kaminashi's like, I'll accidentally use forbidden technique, and I don't know how, but I'll do it. And she did. She just, like, goes to swing, and accidentally does the butt cannon, and... Ujibe dodges it.
Butt cannon.
Ujibe dodges it because that's pretty freaking strong. It's the ultimate jutsu or whatever.
Yeah, it's the Shadow Clone Jutsu. Well, no, it's the Rasengan, actually.
And she sits down with Kaminashi and is like, hey, don't do that. You'll hurt yourself. You'll ruin your career by destroying your hips. And I think it's like... apologies for being small brain here, and this might just be glaringly obvious, but I'm pretty sure the implication is the reason Ujibe is in that state is because she hurt herself doing the same thing. That's the idea that I got.
Yeah, probably.
Like, I think that was the implication, was that she ruined her career by screwing up her hip doing the vacuum cannon.
Yeah, most likely.
And that's why she's like aggressively telling her not to do it.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. See, I won't lie, I wasn't reading too deeply into this show. But yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense.
Well, I mean, the reason being is because she goes on like a monologue when she's explaining how many people have hurt themselves doing this. There's a shot of her back in her heyday, like lying on the ground right when she says some pros have ended their career this way.
Oh, then yeah, it's definitely what it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, she's fine. She's like a fine teacher. She shows up. She shows up every once in a while.
The teachers in this show are good people, because there's like 3 of them, but there's one of them that I keep forgetting exists.
Wait, who is the other one? I don't know the third one.
I'm pretty sure there's a black-haired teacher that shows up sometimes. Not the one from not the guest teacher. I'm pretty sure there's another like normal one, because there's Ajibe, and then there's the blonde one that hip shots the chalk. But I'm pretty certain there's one more.
Oh, I was only thinking of Ujibe and Shirayuki.
Shirayuki,
who is the pro that came to help teach the infighters.
Yeah, no, I wasn't referring to her.
Okay.
Because she's a guest. She's there for like a couple episodes.
Yeah.
I don't know. Also, the blonde teacher, I gotta say, I found her design a little bit weird because she has like. So you know how like. There's like the stereotypical Asian eyes that like Americans will draw, where it's just like slanted lines or whatever.
Uh-huh.
She has those. That's her design. Like in a Japanese show. And that felt a little weird to me because I've never really seen that before.
Oh, you haven't?
Not in...
Oh, I've seen that quite a few times.
I don't know. It just felt weird to me.
Yeah. Well, don't like... you don't need to like shove your prejudices on other people's cultures. Yeah,
because that's clearly what it is. You know what I mean, though. Like, that's
just kidding.
That's not how the style usually goes, so I wasn't expecting it.
Yeah. No, I've seen that before. I didn't even notice. Not gonna lie. I don't really remember her design because she was only there for like 2 seconds.
Oh, she's like a background character, yeah.
Yeah. Honestly, there's one background character that I do remember the design of distinctly because he looked like a fuckboy. So
okay.
Like now this is getting a little far ahead, but in Maya's backstory, right? Do you remember when she's like in the classroom and there's like the students crowding around her?
Yeah, vaguely.
Okay, yeah. So there's one kid who has like the hair that like poofs up in the front, but it's like kind of like it's not like spiked up exactly, but it's like that fuckboy haircut that like kind of goes up in the front that you just like run your fingers through. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I'll take your word on
and
this.
And he had on like a hoodie or something. You shouldn't, because he was literally standing there, but he was the only person in the shot who was smiling, which is really funny because it's when Maya was like hurt or like they've just been like getting bullied or something. So he had this like smirk on. It was so bad, so stupid.
This is a very unusual thing for you to pick up on.
Yeah. I don't know why I remember it so well. But, he was literally... he was there less time than the teacher was, and I can't remember the teacher at all.
Alrighty. Well, I kind of want to move forward a bit because we're coming up on our half point, and I want to reach like at least a certain point before we get to the...
Okay, let's go. Let's speed run. Start the timer, guys.
Turn over the sand dial. Episode 3 is literally just Kaminashi trying to figure out how to walk in the UTM, the bad bondage swimsuit. That. And she figures it out by the end of it, and Miyata also figures out that you go fast if you move faster if more of your butt hangs out, I guess, is like the plot.
Yeah, so she gives herself a wedgie.
Well, we don't see her do it till next episode.
Okay, well, whatever. That's what the W and W accelerate stands for, though.
Mm-hmm.
Is wedgie accelerate.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Hey, but it apparently works, and it lets her teleport And it has the when she starts teleporting, when Miata starts teleporting in the next episode, it has a sound effect on it that just, it sounds JoJo's to me. Like, I don't remember if it was the sound from the hand or if it was the sound from the world. But, like, it has that same energy.
No idea. Yeah, I don't know. Can't tell you. I don't study JoJo's that hard, buddy.
Well, I mean, I watched both halves of the last two parts of JoJo's within the last like half year. That's why it's really stand out to me.
I know. It's just yanking your chain, buddy.
Okay, you know what? I don't need this from you. I'm starting to focus again. I feel less scrambled than I did at the start of the episode. You know, when I could barely form a coherent sentence. That was awful.
Okay, so yeah. She learns how to teleport by shoving her bikini bottoms up her ass.
Mm-hmm. And it gets stuck the first time, and they have to have Aoba like freaking perform surgery on her practically.
They have to, Oh man, I hated
excavation.
I don't say that. Do not say that. You know, I think your favorite catchphrase or your catchphrase is bad content, right?
Okay.
But man, you only give the worst content. God.
Okay, I'm just gonna say right now, I find a lot of this show a lot funnier than it should be because I'm like that. I never developed past like middle school. Like, there's a butt joke and I laugh at it, and that's all this show is.
I'll give you. Okay, I can. Oh boy, can I finish?
I don't know. Did I pass it to you?
I'm trying. I'm really trying. Okay, so I was reading. I was trying to catch up on all my Shonen Jump manga this week. I'm trying to, right? Mm-hmm. And I was catching up on A Gravity Boys, and there's a whole chapter just about penises. It's a new one, right? Okay. This is gonna make sense in a second. I promise. But like this guy, he wanders out into the wilderness. And then he goes into his like mindscape where he meets the spirit of his penis, and he learns the attribute of his penis, which he has a wind attribute, by the way. And
what kind of manga are you reading?
It's a space manga.
What?
It's great. Highly recommend it. Read A Gravity Boys, please. It's so good. Okay, but here's how it relates, right? Because he was talking to the spirit of his penis, and the spirit of his penis said something along the lines of just there's one thing that transcends race, sexuality, gender, that penis and poop are always funny. And it's the same with butt jokes. They're generally they're always funny.
I don't like where this has gone.
I'm only bringing the good content here, buddy.
You accuse me of bad content.
Yeah, I mean, it's facts. Mine's good content. I make great content, bro.
They have the speed fast people go speed fast against each other because Rin at this point is just like, I'm the fastest person. And Miata's like, oh crap, I'm not fast enough. I must be faster. And then she goes faster and wins.
Yeah.
But Gatling is the special thing that outfighters use.
Yeah. Yeah, which I don't know how that works. They literally stole that from One Piece also. Just want to say.
I mean, you mean you're not able to hit someone with your bum 30 times in a second? Because they make it look easy?
No. Well, the reason I say they stole it from One Piece is because Luffy has a move called Gum Gum Gatling. Or Gomu Gomu no Gatling. Where the animation's like the exact same too, except it's just with his fists. Instead of his ass. Traveling faster than the speed of light.
Yeah, because that's how these two fight is they can both ass attack like 70 times in a blink of an eye or whatever.
You could call it ass attack.
That doesn't really work.
Oh, it does.
There's another person who, like, she's buff and has hair that, like, looks like what a 5-year-old girl would wear with, like, the tiny little top knot or whatever.
Oh, yeah, she has really short hair.
And she makes her butt steel. That's, like, the thing.
Yeah. She can clench her ass so hard that it turns into metal.
And I've thought of a joke, but I can't tell the joke until we get to that part in the second half, and I'm not going to remember it then, and I'm so upset.
We're just going to have to write it down.
No time.
We're almost
we need
on our break. Or you could just say the joke now.
I've got words on here on my notes that
I would hope so.
I can't read. Like, I don't know what they say.
Okay.
Something about JoJo's, but I don't know what it says.
I think we already went past that. That was probably the sound effects.
No, because this has to do with known.
Do you just relate everything to JoJo's?
Known's match is all JoJo's. Who did Known fight?
I don't know.
I don't even remember what... Oh, this was in the class advance. They had everybody had the opportunity. You would put one elite class member and 3 non-elites together, and anyone who performed like exceptionally well could become elite class.
Oh yeah.
Right. And that's why Rin and Miata were fighting Kaminashi.
That's when the titty hypnosis comes in.
Yes.
Oh, sorry, hit my mic.
They hypnotize Alba, and she loses. Known wins by accident.
Yeah.
Like, I'm pretty sure that's what it is, because they had Steel Butt Girl try to attack her and just bounce off of her. That's what I wrote, by the way. I wrote down everyone's powers except for Kawai's, because I wasn't really sure what it was. And Known's power was she bouncy. That's all I put. God. Because that's their powers.
Yeah, she's soft. That's it. Yeah. And then we've got
Kaminashi fighting Cerberus.
Oh yeah, that happens. But Aoba fights Mio.
Yeah. Well, actually, so like the first 3 happen in one episode, and then Kaminashi's is an entire episode to itself.
Yeah, because she's the main character.
Because Alba's fight is actually over like really, really quickly. Because like she does like this. Alba's like a really good tactician, and she makes this like complicated plan with the other 2 to like corner Mio, and that's why Mio. I'm having a very hard time with her name because I've been this close to saying Miyu the entire time because they're the same character.
Saying who?
Miyu from Dangan V3. Like, it's the same energy. Yeah, I can see that. And I'm amazed I didn't actually say it on accident. But I just wanted to get that out of there in case I get it wrong. That's why. But no, they like corner Mio, and that's why she does the hypnosis. And then we get a full episode of Kaminashi and Cerberus. And the whole gig is like, I'm going to make you actually pay attention instead of autopiloting. And then Cerberus Girl gets mad when she has to actually participate in the battle.
Yeah, all she wanted to do was listen to her BL voice dramas.
Yeah.
That's it.
Listen to them soaps.
I mean, basically. Yeah. Yeah, I don't remember anybody else's fight. They were all pretty just kind of there. I don't know.
Well, Nones was there, and the other one was just
Nones
speed.
was the... Yeah, Miata was the speed one. She had the cat girl.
Yeah.
Known had the steel butt. Aoba had titty hypnosis.
Mm-hmm.
Kaminashi had BL.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's about it.
And then Aoba like packs her bags and is like, I lost, I'm a failure, I'm a disappointment, I'm gonna go home. And they're like, Hey, stupid, read the paper, we all win.
Yeah. Yeah, we're all moving up. We're elites. Yeah, because Alba was the only one who lost.
Yeah. But no one was
matter.
Disqualified for using forbidden techniques.
Well, it also...
Or
I don't think it really mattered if
Mio.
they... Yeah, Mio. I don't think it mattered if they were... like, if they were, like... I was going to say something. Oh, I don't think it mattered if they won or not. It was more about testing to see the potential.
Yeah, it's like performance-based.
Right. So even if Mio wasn't disqualified, I still think Alba would have been fine because she showed that she was a really good tactician.
Yeah, plus Ijibe also kind of like fudged stuff behind the scenes a tiny bit because like someone called her out on it and she's like, what? Those four need each other.
Yeah.
So she made sure they stayed together.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. What episode are we on now?
Training camp. There's 3 episodes at a training camp.
Well, do you want to save the training camp for the second half of this episode? Then we can talk about it all together?
Yeah, sure, because there's only like 2 arcs left. The training arc and the tournament, the training camp and the tournament. And the training camp, we can probably go through pretty quickly, so...
Yeah, definitely can. All right, well, let's go take our break. Yeah, that's true. Hey, so let's go take our break, and we will be back shortly.
Yeah, we'll take our halfway. Be ready for us to return and talk about fighting and vegetables.
And butts.
Welcome back to the second half of Shot of Weeb, episode 19, discussing Keijo. We just had a very productive mid-break where we talked about absolutely nothing related to this, but by golly, we remembered that 321 Penguins exists, and that is a very important tidbit.
It's a good show.
If you don't know it, look it up.
Very good show. Very good show. With Zigil, Midgel, Fidgel,
it is real,
and Kevin.
I promise.
It's great. Kevin.
So we left off with...
Whoa, you're skipping ahead a little bit. Yeah, come on.
Look, I want to talk about the final arc.
All right.
Let me take my shot so I can talk about the last arc.
The shot. Right, come by.
Come by.
All right. Now we've taken our shots.
Okay.
Now we could talk about the second to last arc.
There's 2 arcs left. There's a short arc and a bigger arc. The short arc online.
No.
No. It sounded better in my head.
Yeah,
it didn't work.
Man, I don't even know how good that could sound in your head. Boy.
The shark is training again. They go to a training camp in Kyoto, which is not Tokyo.
It's not. No, it's a different.
As we learned last week.
Did we learn that last week?
Not last week. The week before. One of the weeks. Whatever week we did Koryo was Zombie, I don't remember.
Oh, that was 2 weeks ago. Yeah.
We get some of Miyata's backstory where people are like, hey, do you want to be friends with us? And they're like, no, don't bother her. She must judo. And it sucks.
Yeah.
Poor kid.
I don't really remember it that much.
You soulless man. This part hitting the feels. No, because like she just wants to have friends, but judo is ruining her life. That's why she has like a lot of animosity towards judo, is because it like, I wouldn't say animosity per se, but like why she didn't want to stick with it is because she had a sucky childhood because of it. I think.
Yeah.
And because her dad was bad.
No, I'm not gonna say that. That's because she like wanted to do judo at first, and her dad was like, because her dad did it. And then her dad was like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah, and she was good at it. She trained since she was little.
Right, and it's just he wasn't like a bad dad, because she never said that she didn't, that she would rather do something. She never spoke up for herself. So it's partly on her.
Well, no, but when she did finally start to say, like, hey, I would rather do this, he was like, no, you will do judo because you're good at it. No other options.
Yeah, I mean, that's just kind of a...
And I kind of hated that.
It's just kind of a parent thing, though. Like, they want to see their kids succeed. And they're like, oh, you're really good at this thing. You can make it in this thing. It's just like I'm not gonna call him a bad dad because he's not.
Then, well, I mean, while they were at the camp, she tries to call home, and her dad literally won't speak to her. And then, like, they go to the final tournament, and he gets there, and he's like, "This game is a disgrace. How dare she do this?" or whatever.
Yeah, because like
I freaking hated him
because he doesn't understand it. Like, it's not like. Oh my god. Okay, look, he's not like a bad dad. And he doesn't understand Keijo, which is fine. Okay? I don't know, like if my like high school aged daughter said, "Hey, I want to play this sport where you can only use your tits and ass to like fight people and we're all like wearing swimsuits." But it's
normalized in this world.
Like maybe they're not high school, maybe they're like right out of high school or something. I don't know. But like still,
main character's 18. They say this like specifically, so that's right out of high school.
Okay,
yeah.
So like right out of high school, like I don't know, that's a little weird. Like that's a pretty drastic move when she hasn't played it before.
I mean, yes, but I don't know. I didn't.
It seems like
I do think.
I don't think he's that bad. He's just like not super understanding until he like sees it happening. Then he's super supportive, even though like in that instance, don't know if he should have been because of he was like, "Oh yes, good job, you exposed yourself."
She had like no clothes remaining by the end of that match.
Yeah, she'd. Oh man, we'll get to it. He's not a bad dad though.
We'll get there.
Like, he's
we'll
not.
get there.
He's just like a. Whatever. I don't want to. I'm done talking about
it. They find like there's guest pros that come in to train each of their groups, and they split the groups up differently this time. They split them as infighter, outfighter, and counter. Yeah. And so we get the main cast are split up for a bit because Kaminashi is the only main cast that is an infighter. Yeah. So she like hangs out with Hanabi for a while with Hanabi Kawaii. Yeah. For a bit.
Yeah, and that's the only training we ever see. We don't see any of the outfighter or the counter training.
Yeah, no, we stick with the main group. Yeah. But the guest pro girl lady is like looks Kaminashi dead in the eye and is like, "You have a weak spot and you're stupid for not knowing what it is. Figure it out."
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't quite that aggressive.
No, it basically was.
But
it was pretty much that aggressive.
And so we have an awkward scene, the obligatory awkward scene where she's like, "Hey, best friend character," rips off all their clothes. "Why am I weird?"
Yeah.
And it's like, all right, why does this have to be a thing?
Yeah, and then she spreads her ass cheeks apart and says, "Is my ass weird?"
Not everything about the show is amazing.
There we go. Finally, we can agree on something.
But basically, she figures out because she has to fight... No, she doesn't fight Rabbit Girl yet. I forget who she ends up fighting, but she, like, catches on to the fact that she's put on, like, a ton of muscle from using the training suit and practicing to do the vacuum cannon. And it has slowed her down. She can't do fast anymore, and so she's easily dodgeable.
Yeah.
And so that's probably why she's training and fighting.
Yeah. Yeah, so then the guest coach is like, "All right, well, pull these turnips out with your butt then."
Yes.
And
yeah, that's the training, is they go to a farm and she's like, "Turnips." And she ties a rope around her hip and then around the turnip and just like yoinks it out.
Yep.
And is like, "All right, cool, you do the rest. You're going to stay here until you figure it out."
And also, like, she has to pay for every turnip that she ruins, and that's all they're eating is turnips till she can figure it out. Not just her, everybody at the camp.
Well, I think it's not that she's on the hook for the payment, it's that the school's on the hook, and so everybody has to eat turnips until she gets the hang of it.
I think she was on the hook for the payment also.
I don't know.
Because she said specifically
details.
you have to pay. So,
Details.
yeah. It seemed like too many different... that one just seems to be forgotten, like other parts of this show. And, like, it's never brought up again that she has to pay back for all these, but, like, they are only eating turnips. And it seems... I don't know. It's weird that, like, everybody had to eat turnips. But, like, I guess she did ruin a lot of turnips, so...
She did. It took her like 3 days to get the hang of it. And this is also around the same time that the rabbit girl is like starting to have beef with Kaminashi.
Yeah. Usagi.
Because she starts trying to like fanboy over Mio and they kick her out.
It's fangirl in this case. Because she is a girl.
I get the point. Either way, she just like busts into the room and they're like, "You don't belong here." Pick her up by the like back of her shirt, set her outside, and she just starts creeping at the door again.
Yeah.
I hate her.
I didn't like her personality. I loved her design, though. And I wish her design was good. Or I wish her character was good.
She had this weird, like, rabbit hoodie.
Yeah.
And I can't tell if it was great or terrible.
It was good.
It's one of the two.
No, it was great. It's good. Her design was very good. But they killed it with her personality. So I didn't care about her character. Which sucks.
We have one full episode where literally it's just turnips. That's the whole episode.
Yep.
Is turnips. Like nothing else happens.
Yeah.
But then she starts to figure out the turnips. Mio comes to visit her, and she's like, "I cannot do the turnips, Mio. Save me from this eternal torment." And Mio's like, "That looks fun. Let me try." Does it first try.
Yeah. Well, Mio is like a prodigy.
Yeah.
So, makes sense.
Mm-hmm. But then we get, like, the determination sequence where she's like, "Eureka, I pushed the cart, and then the turnips moved the cart again. I must think of my muscles as turnips and move with momentum," and figures out the turnips.
Yeah. Didn't make a lot of sense to me.
And that teaches her how to do...
Gotta say.
Yeah, I don't really understand how that made it make sense to her, I guess, but if it works.
Yeah, whatever. It's fine. Like, at this point of the show, I had fully, like, okay, this is what we're doing. Okay.
At this point, I'd given up.
Basically.
I thought that's what you were going to say.
I mean, essentially, I'd given up thinking about the show at this point.
I don't think this is a show you need to think about.
It's not, but, like, still, there's some things in this show where it's like, that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, no, this is one of those where I couldn't even just, like, shut down and be like, all right, because this one is like, so what is, like, is there supposed to be something in her butt that moves separate? Is that, like, what the power is? Like, I don't get it.
Yeah.
But it's supposed to teach her the ability to make fast, quick attack when she needs to.
Yep.
And then she uses it against the rabbit. Would you like to talk with the fight about Rabbit Girl?
I don't remember this fight. I'm going to be honest with you.
Do you remember what Rabbit Girl's ability is? Because she has an ability.
Does she?
Yeah, it's that she's small. That's literally her power.
Yeah, okay. Great.
Like, her ability is that she's, like, super, super light, and so she doesn't get hurt by attacks.
Yeah, that's right. Because she, like, squeezes her swims... Or not... No, she squeezes Kaminashi's swimsuit between her tits to, like, do a quick, like, drift around her. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, and it doesn't pull Kaminashi at all.
Yeah. And that's how Kaminashi realizes.
Kaminashi defeats her in the most brutal way, though. Because, like, she goes for a hip attack. And Usagi is like, aha, I can dodge with the power of limbo, and, like, squats backwards. But Kaminashi saw it coming, stops above her, shouts meteor butt crash or something like that, and sits on her to win.
Yeah.
That has to hurt pain.
Yeah, probably. I mean, I feel like a lot of this show has to hurt. Like,
yeah.
I mean,
yeah, given like in the first episode when Kawaii's being all spooky, she just like slams people in the jaw and they just pass out.
yeah.
Freaking psycho murderer.
Oh, you know.
Win some, you lose some.
Okay, let's see. What else is there in this? That's it for the training arc.
That's just about it for the training arc, except for there's one sequence that I really, really like, and it's what caps off the training arc. And it's when, or was it at the beginning of the training arc and I forgot about it? It might be at the beginning, actually. I don't remember. But when, oh no, it's at the end of 8. They like walk past, they tell us what the final arc is going to be. They tell us about the East-West War, it's called. Because the main character's school, which I don't remember what it's called, is like the Keijo school in Western Japan.
Yeah.
And there's also one for Eastern Japan. And they fight every year. And the last 10 years, the Western school is won. Or the Eastern school, the bad guy school. But they like walk past the bad guy school. It's like a super rich place. They're like all snobby or whatever. And they're bad-mouthing the teachers from the good guy school. And the good guy students are like, we won't stand for this. And they start to beef. They like start like verbal hashing. There is really strong energy in this scene. I really liked this bit. Do you remember this segment at all, really?
Nope.
Dang, I was really hoping I wouldn't be the one just rambling here, but I loved this bit.
What happened?
Kaminashi starts like shouting at Maya or whatever, and they're like sparring. And then Mio is like, look, you two need to stop fighting, and she starts like swinging or whatever to kick up a sandstorm. But they counter Mio by having the twins. There's twins. They are twins. That's their characters. They're twins. Yeah.
It's literally their character.
They do a counter storm or whatever, and Mio's like, whoa, that's so cool. And as much as I don't want to admit it, that's literally all it is, isn't it? I don't know. I thought the like spar, because they're just like sitting there like grumbling, like, you'll regret the day you said this or whatever.
You'll rue the day that you messed with me.
I dig it. I liked the verbal warfare and the fact that Mio is like, aha, I will counter you. And then the twins are like, aha, we will counter. You're countering.
Oh, well, you know.
And then the good guy school teachers walk in and they're like, stop being stupid, and force her to bow as the teachers bow. And then they all just leave.
Yeah.
I don't know. I liked the energy of that sequence. It built a little bit of tension for later.
All right. Yeah, I mean, that's...
I just liked it.
That's
I
fine.
think, I think this is going to be... I'm just going to go ahead and state this now. I think that's kind of like my statement for the whole show was... I don't know, I thought it was cool. That's about all I have to say for most of this. I can't defend it. I just liked it.
I mean, I'm not, like, going out to attack you about it.
That's good, because I wouldn't be able to say anything in my defense.
Well, maybe I should try. Oh, finally an instant win.
Have you seen the Marge Simpson meme where I just think it's neat?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that is you right now.
That's kind of me.
Yeah. All right. Well, man. Let's see. What else do we got here? Now we're into we're in the tournament arc now fully, right?
Yeah, I have a note that says bad CG, and I don't remember what it was. I think it was the jungle gym.
Yeah, I don't really remember.
Because we see the jungle gym at the end of that episode.
Yeah, I wouldn't call that bad CG. I don't know.
It was just enough that I noticed it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's whatever. I mean...
And there's an important line. They specifically say that the Eastern School's best player is not in the lineup.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we find out later why that is.
Yeah. Man,
technically.
I didn't like that.
No.
Okay, I'm glad...
Wait, I thought you said you did like that earlier, because you mentioned it earlier. I don't know. We'll get there.
No, I'm pretty sure I didn't say that. We'll talk about it when we get there. Okay, so what's the first match? Because there's 3 matches.
So the first match... Yes. The first match had Rin and Judo Girl, Miyata. And and Mio and some nameless girl, I think, was the 4th.
Okay.
Or at least someone we don't really care about.
Yeah.
I apologize if the 4th was someone important, but I'm pretty sure she gets eliminated like immediately, so it was sub-second streamer.
Yeah, who cares? Yeah, and this is the one. Finally, we could talk about the ultimate wedgie, where she literally Miyata pulls a wedgie so hard she rips the bottom of her bathing suit, and so it's just it's a loincloth now, and her parents are just sitting on the sides like, I'm so proud. Like,
ah, yes, this is art.
What? Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's a little weird, but it gives her maximum speed because wearing pants makes you slow.
I mean, okay. Here's what I'll say to that, right? When you're running, like if you're a sprinter, you do wear short shorts. Because it does decrease drag. But in this case...
I'm pretty sure what they were already wearing was plenty fine.
That's what I was about to say. In this case, that won't make a difference. Giving yourself a wedgie.
No, but it gives her teleport powers.
Oh, man. Mm-hmm.
That's why it's so useless in middle school. Someone gives you a wedgie, you just teleport behind them all of a sudden. You have that power now.
Teleports behind you. It's nothing personnel, kid. Oh my god. I'm sorry that I made that joke. That was the worst.
Yeah, they're on like... They also introduced that there's going to be like weird lands for all of these fights, and so the land for this one is like this big jungle gym. It's just bars.
Yeah.
The first of the good guy team gets yeeted immediately because the twins like do like this monkey... Because the bad guy team is twins. Who were the other two for the first fight? It's the twins.
I think that was it.
I will remember this.
Okay. Well, I'll just be silent till you
get
remember.
There. The twins, the synesthesia girl, which is not how that works.
No, not at all. You don't get heat ray vision.
Yeah, no. They're like the main challenge of this fight is a girl with synesthesia. So like, what that actually is it means your senses are connected. So like,
you can hear colors
sometimes,
or you smell
like it does
colors or.
Yeah, it connects 2 of your senses. But they're like, her senses are connected. She can see where the opponent is channeling power. No, that's not what that does.
No, not at all. Yeah, no. And it comes up as heat spots.
Yeah, I don't know. It's her, the twins, and some other girl.
Yeah.
I think she gets knocked out pretty early, too.
Yeah.
I could be wrong.
I don't really remember much about this fight. Honestly... The fight I remember the most about is the last one, which makes the most sense. It's the one they spend the most time on.
But there is one very important thing in this fight. Very important.
Okay.
This is one of the things that I remembered going back into this. Like something I remember from the first time I watched it 4 years ago. Because I watched it my freshman year of college. Do you remember? It ends up going down to a 1v1 between Synesthesia Girl and Judo Girl. Because Mio is busy getting the twins off or whatever in multiple senses to win the fight.
Okay.
Should you or I talk about how Judo Girl wins the match?
This is all you. I don't want to talk about her anymore.
You're that upset by the sequence?
I hated this part.
This is... Every time a friend asks what is this show, this specific scene is what I use to describe it. So Miyata is former judo master. And she's like, synesthesia girl is like, aha, I will defeat you because you ran away from that sport. You'll run away from this one. Aha. But no, synesthesia's like, I've trained in this sport exclusively, whereas you split your effort or whatever. But then Miyata's like, no, I've split my effort, which means I know multiple strategies. And she starts rubbing her chest. And synesthesia's like, what? She has no power anywhere. What is this? Oh, boy.
Yeah.
I was really hoping you'd talk about
I'll
this.
continue. I'll finish it for you. Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yep, I got it. So all the power has been concentrated into her nipples. And then she does a judo throw with her nipples.
Yes. And literally yeets her off of the ground.
No, yeah. Well, she does a throw, pulls her all the way up, and then slams her onto the bars, which means she's out because she hit the ground.
Yeah, we get a flashback of like when she learned that move, because it's like a judo thing where you like grab with like your arms like a normal human and like flip them over you.
Yeah. Okay. You remember...
This is one of 3 parts that I have written in all capitals.
So, do you remember last week? Or I guess technically it was the week before last, but like when I showed you the scene from Inuyashiki that I really liked,
okay,
you hated. If you had shown me this scene, I would have been just as apprehensive to watch this show.
Really? I thought
hated
this was hilarious.
So much. It was so dumb.
I think this is like the penultimate descriptor of what this show is, and I absolutely adore it for that reason.
You know, maybe that's why I gave this show what I did as a score.
I think the judo throw plot twist is like the best thing ever, because I remember when I watched this the first time through, I watched it with a friend who had introduced me to the show back at our college. And I remember both of us absolutely losing our mind when this happened.
Okay.
It was fantastic.
Yeah. Oh, man. I think...
I take it you're not a fan.
At this point, like when I was watching it, I just remember being completely done with the show. It's like, all right, I've had enough. Let's finish this. For the love of God, please.
I cannot express how disappointed I am that this show didn't do it for you.
Yeah, you were excited.
Because I think this show is hilarious, and I was really excited to get you into it.
Well, okay, to be fair, I thought I was going to love this show as well. It's a shame. You know? I was excited last week. I was really excited. You can listen to that episode, the end of the episode. I was very excited.
I know. That's...
But, let's continue.
Why don't you like the shows that I like?
Because I like good shows. Let's continue.
No, apparently not.
Apparently I do. Let's continue. What was the next fight? Because that's all nobody else cares at all what happens in this fight. The big one that matters is the last fight.
Yeah, and so I mentioned this earlier. Given the main characters in the last fight and the good guys won the first fight, you kind of expect the second fight is going to be a loss. Yeah. But like they still keep it suspenseful in a sense. Mm-hmm. So the good guy team here is Non.
Yeah.
Alba. Asavajra. I don't remember the name of the character. It's the girl that turns her butt to steel. The move is called Asavajra.
Oh, yeah, her, yeah.
Or Varja or whatever. I don't remember what it's called. It's a word. I meant to look up what it meant.
Wasn't it Kawaii? Or no, she's in the last group.
No, Kawaii's a spooky girl. It's... I mean, I can see if she's on the characters list.
She is.
Yuko Oshima.
Okay, Yuko Oshima.
Yeah. That's Steelbutt. And then, again, I think it's another...
No, I was thinking of...
Second stringer?
I was thinking Kawaii was the fourth one. That's what I meant.
No, Kawaii's in the last group. I don't remember who the fourth on the second group is. And then the bad guys are the bard, she has like music powers. A counter to the steel butt girl, she like legitimately believes in fairies and begs the fairies to give her a strong butt, and she like counters steel butt.
Yeah. Which, in terms of superpowers in this show, that's the most believable one. Because it's literally just what's that called? Like when you believe something so hard that it just kind of becomes true for you.
Are you wanting to say placebo effect? Is that what
it's basically a placebo.
Yeah, kind of. A girl who sets people on fire is one of the bad guys here.
Yep.
And again, I didn't write down the fourth one.
Yeah.
But Alba is able to show off her like leadership here because the land here is 2 airplanes chained together.
Yep.
You're not giving me much to work with. I feel so bad.
You don't... What? It's 2 airplanes... What do you want me to say to that? It's 2 airplanes chained together.
I don't know.
Oh, vroom, vroom.
But
what am I supposed to... I was just letting you continue. I don't know what you
Basically,
wanted.
everyone is like, oh no, we cannot win this. We are losing. Don't look too close into this. And they bait everybody to specific positions. And then Alba's like, now do it. And they all jump. And it flips the edges of the plane up and chucks 2 of them into the water, 2 of the bad guys. Yeah. So they've got a 4-2 lead now.
Yep.
They also wear out the fairy butt girl by just stalling for time.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh no, the fairies have abandoned me.
Oh
and
no,
they beat her up.
my flabby butt.
Yeah. Oh, and the last girl has the drill powers. That's who the other bad guy was.
Oh, yeah.
Because she's the only one who's left over.
Yeah, she has the drill nipples. Yeah, because they beat the fairy girl. But but then it's a 1-on-1 against Aoba and the drill nipple girl.
Yeah, because the drill girl beats 2 of them by herself, and it ends up just Alba in the drill.
Yeah.
And we get, like, the full descriptor of Alba's abilities, where she's like, I can recount any and all ability that I have felt.
Yeah. Yes.
This sequence has one of the best animations and one of the worst animations at the same time.
Okay. What are those 2?
I don't like the summoning butts. It looks bad. What was it called? It was like it was a pun on Gate of Babylon or something.
I have no idea. I do.
It was a pun that didn't really work.
It didn't really work. I do remember it was like Gate of something. But yeah.
But one thing that is cool is she starts like recounting abilities as she uses them because Alba will like name the ability, but when she does it, she like flicks her hand and like an image of the person she's copying shows up for like a split second. And I thought that was really cool. Like,
that was cool.
We get this little notification of like, in case you don't know the ability name, this is who used it, so you have that little visual aid.
Yeah, which is helpful.
And we even get to see one that we haven't.
Because I didn't know. Why would I know? I wasn't paying enough attention.
Well, I mean, a bunch of these were ones that we had already seen. Like, she uses the meteor that the main girl used.
Study the lore of Keijo, though.
This wasn't the lore. This was like 3 episodes prior.
You think I paid that much attention?
Dude. But the last one she uses, or one of the last ones she uses, and I thought this was extra cool because we never see the teachers like actually fight. She pulls up the technique from the blonde teacher. We see the blonde teacher pop up for a second. I'm like, yo, they're getting the good people in here too. I don't know. I got unreasonably excited by this.
Well, you know, if you like what you like.
I think being able to just pick from like literally whatever power you feel like is really awesome. Freaking, you don't know what to do, just download a new demo.
Yeah, she is literally downloading RAM. Like,
yeah,
by groping.
And it's awesome.
By groping.
And it's so cool that she can just switch to whatever she needs at the specific moment. And I think that's a really cool idea.
It's so OP.
I mean, she loses, so apparently not that OP.
Just because she sucks, but, you know.
Boy, you take that back. I forget, they end up clashing Drill Girl and Alba end up clashing, and they both fly off of the land at the same time. And they're like, okay, we need to do a photo replay.
Yeah.
And they do the slow-mo, and it shows Drill Girl hits the water first. And they're like, we did it, we won the tourney. And then they zoom in on the slow-mo.
Yeah.
Drill Girl's
Drill titty
was still spinning and pushed the water away.
Yeah.
Whereas Alba just contacted it. And they're like, no, we got to give it to the bad guy school. And I'm like, no, that's not, no.
Here's the thing, okay? I got a little bit of a gripe with this bit. Because in the first shot...
a little bit of a gripe with everything.
In the first... Shut up. That's rude. I don't appreciate it. In the first shot...
I'm sorry, I'm salty.
When they show her hitting the water... Her head, she is completely vertical. Her head hits the water first. But then, in the next shot, when it shows the zoom in, she is like, her body is so bent. So like her chest is facing downwards. That's not how she was like before. So like...
That's a fair point. I didn't notice that the first time through, but I'm pretty sure you're right. Yeah,
I am right. I'm always right. It was so bad. I hated it so much. It just felt like such a cop-out way to force a third match when they could have done something else.
I mean, I assumed they were just going to call the draw and not give it to either of them. Like, that would have worked too.
Yeah, but here's the thing with that, right? Even if it was a draw, I mean, the West school or whatever, the good guy school, as you've been calling them, they would automatically win. Or they would have to have it fourth round, which doesn't work.
Fourth round.
That doesn't work.
Figure it out. Fourth round. Figure it out.
They don't have enough people to have a fourth round.
But as you said, they put all the focus on the final match, which you're going to disagree with me here. I thought the final match was the least interesting of them. I was really hype on the first two. Although, I did mention earlier, I don't know if I said this on stream, there were 3 moments that I was really excited to talk about. 2 of them are in the final match. One of them was the judo throw that apparently you hated, so maybe you're going to hate the other 2 as well. I'm sorry. I'm being way too bitter right now.
You're so salty tonight. Wonder why that could be.
I am.
Just wait till you hear my score.
Over here roasting everything I like.
Man, I mean, if it deserves it, that's all I'm saying. Okay, so I don't even know if I liked the last fight the most.
Well, you apparently didn't like the first one.
Yeah, but I don't know if I liked any of them better than the other.
So this fight, the good guy team is Alba. No.
Not Alba.
Kaminashi, Kawai, sword ninja girl who we've literally never met before.
Yeah, Saya.
And who's the last one? It's not Rin. It's another fast person, isn't it?
Yeah, it was. Was it Fujisaki?
Oh yeah, it was Cerberus.
Yeah.
Yes. And the bad guys are
Maya,
the big girl.
Yeah.
Maya, who is like the top or number 2 fighter.
Yeah,
sorry,
she's the number 2 fighter.
The magician.
Yeah, with the mask on.
And the hypnotist.
Yeah.
No, wait. The magician and the hypnotist are the same person. Who's the blonde that the magician fights alongside?
Oh, I don't remember. I know who you're talking about, though. Yeah.
There was a 4th person who probably had an ability that I don't remember.
I will say, this fight is when things just got I mean, I know the show so far it's been pretty outrageous, right? But this is when
that's like the whole point.
This is when it got ridiculous. And I think I did like some of it. I liked the magic girl because she was just pulling cars out of her ass.
Yeah, that happens.
That was a good gag.
On 2 occasions.
Well, she only pulls it out of her ass once.
Yeah, no, she craps out the rest of the deck when she's defeated.
Yeah. I thought that was a good...
Oh, and they're on a castle this time, by the way.
Oh, yeah, they're on a castle. And once 2 people are out, the castle will sink.
Yeah, as more people are eliminated, it sinks to a lower level, giving fewer tiers of roof to stand on.
I don't know. I liked the magician girl. I thought her gag was good. Her design was pretty cool.
because she has...
It was mysterious for no reason, which I liked.
Yeah, she had this like Persona-style mask on, yeah.
It really did look like Joker's mask from Persona 5.
And her thing is that like she uses her magic to blind people.
Yeah. Yeah, because she changes... She's able to reflect the sunlight off her tits into somebody's eyes.
Yes.
And my favorite detail is that she put oil there, right? But only to help. Only to help a little bit. Not to, like... She can do it without the oil is what's implied. I love that. I love that so much.
Yeah, because even when they remove the oil, she's like, yeah, I can still do it. It just takes more effort.
Yeah, it's so dumb. And that's what I wish the whole show had been.
That's like... Is that... We had this conversation before recording about how I'm like obscenely pale. I should try reflecting sunlight at people.
You should. Maybe you could play Keijo, bro.
I got a big enough butt for it. I might be able to.
I think my other favorite because I like two of these characters on the villain side this time. It was the magician and then the big girl. Because I loved her move, Attack on Titan.
That was one of the three that I wanted to talk about.
I liked that a lot.
I could not wait to hear what your response to that was, because I remember the first time. This is what I was talking about earlier near the beginning of the episode, that one of the attacks had like a full splash art. They redid the cover.
Yeah, the title for Attack on Titan. Yep, it's literally just the logo.
It's just... Except instead of a Titan, it's the girl's butt.
Yeah, it's Attack on Titan. It's great.
Yeah, that's how they translated it.
It's really good.
It's so good.
I like that a lot. Yeah, I did. Okay, well, I'm glad. Look, there's something you really liked that I liked in this show. There we go. We're 1 for 20.
So we've gone over both the things that I remember really liking, but I found a third one on the rewatch. We're not quite there. We find out what Maya's ability is, because we see her do this when they like fight in the schoolyard. This is what I forgot about.
Oh, okay.
Is Maya is able to just like blast Kaminashi away without even moving.
Oh yeah. Oh man.
Oh boy, here we go again. She starts doing that again, and Kaminashi is like, I don't know how this is working. Let's find out. And she does that by face planting her face.
Yep.
In the butt.
And she just starts sniffing.
Yeah, that's a very uncomfortable sequence. I'll grant you that.
Yeah. Oh, it was awful.
And then takes like a full blast to the face, the blast of the power or whatever, and she's like, wow, that really hurts. And Maya's like, you're a pervert.
Yeah, okay. So we can agree, right, that she's just farting? That's her ability?
No, she's channeling ki. I think it was called Qigong or whatever. It's ki.
She's building up energy in her butt and then releasing it. Pretty sure that's called farting.
I play monks in D&D. She's just a monk.
Do the monks in D&D have juice explode things out of their ass?
I mean, they probably could. Well, I mean, it doesn't necessarily always come from there, because we see her send it out the front later. And she also, like, uses her hand to blast open a table in, like, her backstory. So she can channel that wherever she feels like.
She's farting, bro.
Okay.
She's farting. You don't have to defend it this bad. Okay? It's cringe. We already know that.
This is where the swordsman girl comes in. The swords, the ninja that you like. I will grant you, she had one of the coolest abilities, and I'm very disappointed that we literally never meet her until now, because she would have been fun to see do things.
Uh-huh. Yeah, because basically her ability is that she can use her nipples as swords.
Yeah, she does a quick draw technique. That's literally what it is
yep.
sheathing and unsheathing it.
It's great.
or reverse that.
Yeah, unsheathing and sheathing it.
It's really good.
Yeah.
But she doesn't show up till episode 11, and she doesn't show up after episode 11. And it's like, all right.
Yeah. Because she takes one of the girls out, I believe, but then she gets taken out.
Mm-hmm. It ends up coming down to, I think, the 3 non-swordsman characters.
Yep.
So, Kawaii, Kaminashi, and someone...
Fujisaki.
I don't remember. Fujisaki, right.
All against Maya.
Yeah. Oh, well, no, but before this, they have to deal with the blonde whose power I don't remember, and I hate that I don't remember it, and the magician. And they're like, you may be about to defeat us individually. And they go into a full-on, like, Zamba mech combination sequence.
Yeah, they gatai, which is combined. Yeah, they fully combine. They only combine just means the one of them gets in the other's pants. Literally.
Yeah. And it apparently makes them stronger because they now think and move as one.
Yeah, it doesn't make any goddamn sense.
I did not remember this from the first time I watched it. So when I watched this last night and this happened, I was blown away. I completely forgot this was a thing, and I'm like, what is happening? How many drugs did I just take?
Oh, man, it's so bad. I didn't.
It's so good.
Oh, my God. It's so dumb. I don't know. It's like, when I say, in this case, when I say it's so bad, I liked it. I did.
So this part's the good bad.
This is the good bad. The rest has been like bad when I've said this is so bad. This is the good bad. But yeah, it's. I mean, eventually they get broken out of it. I don't remember how.
Exactly. They defeat her.
Yeah.
And Kaminashi is able to force Maya into like nearly defeating her, and Maya's like, no, I can't lose or I'll be shunned by everyone I've ever met. And she like all of a sudden snaps, gets really serious, her hair turns silver.
Yeah.
And the announcer is like, whoa, the school's #1 player has arrived.
Well, she also doesn't she knock her own teammate out before this?
No, that was after what's her name, Maka or whatever shows up.
Yeah. What's her name? Maya? It was like
the blonde is Maya, her other form is just like one letter different, but I don't remember what it was.
I don't remember. Okay. Yeah, and that's the big twist. Is that she has a split personality.
And is therefore the school's #2 and #1 player.
I hated this so much.
I don't think that's how that makes sense.
It was so dumb. Like, it was so stupid. Like, it's fine to have a character with a split personality, but like, it just wasn't done well. I don't know.
That's fair. And like I said, other than Attack on Titan and the combination, those two like very specific things, this fight overall is the least interestingly done in my opinion. I far prefer the other two of the tourney.
Oh yeah, everything after this point I didn't like.
Yeah. Alternate Maya shoves her own teammate in the water because she wouldn't stop talking, so it's just alternate Maya, whatever her name is.
Yeah.
And then Sword Girl had already been yeeted. They get rid of Cerberus. She just styles on Cerberus. And then Kawaii's like, it's down to you, Kaminashi. And she uses one of the last named techniques of the show, other than the vacuum cannon.
Yeah.
They translate it to Recupressure. I like dumb puns.
Yeah, it was pretty good. Yeah.
And so they use a stylized version of acupressure to like unlock Kaminashi's full potential.
Yeah, she goes Super Saiyan.
Or whatever. She goes Super Saiyan and puts on a scarf.
Yeah, which is like, man, I hate to be that guy.
Okay, be that guy. Do it.
I don't know. It definitely felt like a Kamen Rider reference.
You think everything's
No,
a Kamen Rider
I'm joking
reference.
in this instance. This isn't serious. Because obviously, like, just putting on a scarf is not anything. Like, if anything, it would... no, not even that. Because, yeah.
Yeah?
No. She's just moved her... She's just let her hair down. That's why she has a scarf now, because it used to be her hair tie.
But then she's like, I can go full power, and uses the, like, super dangerous vacuum cannon, like, 16 times in a row without destroying her hips.
Yep.
And she stops and has, like, a heart-to-heart with false Maya and convinces original Maya to come back or whatever and fight her.
Yep. And then Maya loses.
I don't know, they fight.
Yeah.
I didn't write much on the final episode.
Kamen actually won, obviously.
Yeah.
Then here's the part. So after all that happens, that's the end of their school. Now they're pros. Or they're going to debut as pros. Mm-hmm. I don't understand how they changed the whole game.
I don't know.
Because it's like said that, like, oh, the girls who changed the game are here. It doesn't look like they did anything different.
I think it's that they changed the training style, because most of the pros come from the other school, which the other school was very like, these are the methods, stick with the methods, this is how we raise it.
Okay, but here's the thing.
Whereas the good guy school is supposed to be like super empathetic, like, be team power friends.
Okay, that's fine. But when in the fights were we shown that? Because the enemy team had just...
Probably by the fact that most of the main cast can cooperate better than the others. The other school. The other school had a lot of individual strength.
Yeah, but, like, still... Like... they still were... They still had teamwork, though. Like...
I mean, they mecha combined, so I guess,
yeah. They mecha combined, like... The only group that
Why didn't our main characters mecha combine? Just put all four of them together. Haha, 4 is better than 2.
Sam bought 4. Oh, man. That would have been sick.
Oh, no. They get the happy ending. They all go to be pro. There's also a dance party that happens before that, but we don't care about it.
Who cares, yeah.
Not a dance party. It's like a fancy ball or whatever.
Whatever, man. And then we see a giant titty.
I don't want to acknowledge it.
Sorry, we're acknowledging it.
I don't want to remember that.
There's the very last thing you see in the show after credits, in which all you see is a anthropomorphized titty, and it's awful.
I really hate that. Image.
Yeah, me too.
I don't remember that from the first time through, and I don't intend to remember it this time either.
Oh, too bad. I'll send it to you every day. Don't worry. I'll set up a bot.
No. I will delete your Discord account.
You're going to delete my account. Wow.
Yeah, I'm a hacker, man.
No, you're not. All right. Well, normally I would say we should talk about the OP and ED, but they're both so forgettable.
I actually really like the OP.
Yeah, I know you did.
I don't care about the ED. But I really like the OP.
You sent me a message that said OP was a banger. Or I forgot how much of a banger the OP was.
Well, yeah, plus a couple months ago we just had a conversation one night about, like, the best OPs, and I remember sending you the Keijo OP. I really like this one.
Yeah, I don't know. Just, like, I don't remember it at all. At all.
Well, there's no accounting for taste, unfortunately.
Yeah. Sucks that you have it, pretty bad.
So even if you apparently didn't really jive with this show, I'm sure you still picked a best girl, right? It's an anime, you have to.
Did I?
Did you?
Did I?
Did you? Well, I mean, if you did, I know who it is.
Okay, let's hear it. Because I did, yeah, but who is it?
No, obviously. That's just your vibe.
Shit.
So Yoguchi no.
Shit. He knew it. Damn it. Fuck.
You have an archetype, my guy.
Oh, man. Oh. Okay, well, here's the thing, though, right? In terms of character design, not my favorite. Not even, like... I don't know. I love Kawaii's character design, and I like her character. If she was in it more, she would have been best girl. But she's so one note. Like, she's like half note. Like, yeah, I don't know.
She didn't even get like a full splash screen on her ability, like it's mentioned in passing, which is very disappointing.
All right,
because she tries to use that heartbreaker on Maya, and or alternate Maya or whatever, and she just like shrugs it off.
Yeah. Okay, I guess it's my turn to guess your best girl.
I was waiting for you to finish your thought. I thought you had more to say.
No, I don't.
There.
What else is there to say?
Well, no, it sounded like you like left mid sentence.
Oh no, I didn't. No, I said everything I wanted to.
Alrighty, well then, yeah, go for it. Because obviously, I chose.
Yeah, obviously, and okay, so I have two answers here. One is more of a joke answer, and the other is like the actual answer. Okay. I mean...
I know what your joke answer is going to be.
Yeah, how can you tell, dude? Is it because she has white hair?
It's almost like you make the same joke every episode.
Yeah, your best girl's obviously Miyata, because she has white hair. But also I could see that personality. I could see that being one of your things. But I don't think it's her.
I will address all of your points after you're done speaking.
Pretty sure it's Aoba.
You are like 90% correct.
Okay.
So first of all, you're right on your first statement that Miyata is like really good. Like, not for the meme reasons, I just like actually think she's great.
Uh-huh.
Alba she's the answer that I can justify, but she's not the answer I instinctively want to give.
Okay.
I have a similar thought to you. I want to say it's Kawaii Hanabi.
Yeah.
If she had just a tiny bit more development, because there's so much potential there.
Yeah.
Like, I love the aesthetic of just her being spooky and just yeeting on people. She's in the OP. She has one of the best still arts in the OP.
Okay.
But they just don't go into any detail with it. And it's a shame, because I really like her and wish she did more things.
Yeah. So was I correct? Was it Aoba? That's your best girl?
Yeah, I can't bring myself to legitimately say it's Kawaii as much as I want to, so I think I have to default to Aoba.
Yeah. I figured. When you said, hey, don't talk about her like that, earlier in the episode, I was like, oh, okay, so that's his best girl. Got it.
I must protect.
Yeah, I don't know. There wasn't much debate here, because, like... There's only 4 characters to choose from.
No. I'd say that most of the main cast is kind of on par as far as being reasonable choices.
That's the 4 I'm talking about.
Like the secondary... Sorry, all of the characters that they actually talk about, like, their abilities. Like, maybe not Asagi because she's terrible, but like Rin, fair choice. Mio, fair choice. Cerberus, fair choice.
I don't know, man.
Like, you're not going to change my mind. Rokudo Rin is adorable.
I don't even remember which one she's the cat.
She's the one with the cat ears. Yeah, she's the speed cat girl.
She's fine. That's her personality. As her hair stands up.
Yeah, and it's so cute.
Okay. All right. Well, is it time for final thoughts?
Yeah.
Would you like me to go first?
Which one of us is going
so
first?
that we end on a happier note?
Yeah, probably.
All right. Okay. All right. So.
Then bring his freaking Debbie Downer over here.
All right. So this show is absolute garbage, trash fire. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. No, this show's fine. It just has like a lot of like missed potential. Like there's so much here that would have made it great, but instead of like trying to like focus on a few things, I think it tried to go too big for what it is. And it is based on a manga, so maybe, maybe the manga goes more in depth. I'm not going to read it because this anime did not make me want to read it at all. But, it's possible. Trying to think of something else good to say. I don't know. It's like a fun, like easy watch, I guess.
I was gonna say, give this show one compliment. I dare you.
it's an easy watch. Like it's. I don't know. Especially like I watched the first 6 episodes like back to back. It was really easy. Once it started getting in the second half, though, I had to like take some breaks. Between the episodes. I don't know, just wasn't doing it for me.
See, I always usually have to take some breaks. I had a bit of a rough time with the first couple of episodes because, again, I've seen them a bunch of times and they're kind of slow compared to the rest. But then I watched the other 9 in one day. It might have been because of necessity, but the point being, I was able to do it. I'm usually not able to go through that much.
I don't know. It was like, it just like wasn't. I liked the beginning episodes more than the final 4, I think. It just felt, it had more chill vibe. And like, we
That's
also
fair.
weren't getting shown 30 new characters out of nowhere. Like, that's one of the things that I like in sports anime. Like, I'm going to compare it to Haikyuu. Because it's my favorite sports anime, one of my favorite animes, right? They don't just like bring characters out of nowhere. Like, but we learn about a character before the match a lot of times, or like we'll at least know who they are. But then we'll also, like, for season 3, which is all entirely one match, I want to say, that's when we find out like the backstories for most of those characters. I'm like, that's fine, but like we're introduced to them prior to that. Whereas here, it's just like, oh, here's a new character design that they're gonna fight against. Oh, and she shits out magic cards too. It's like they tried to give them some quirky thing about them instead of writing them as a character. I don't know. I just didn't jive with it. I don't know. That's it though. I also, my score is a 6.
Really?
Yeah, it might go down to a 5 though.
That is higher than I thought you were going to give it.
It might go down to a 5. What did you think I was going to give it?
I don't know. It sounded like you were going to drop a 4.
No. I think it is funny, though, because initially, before we started talking about the show at all, you thought I was going to give this an 8. You were like, I think you're going to be all in on this show. That's not what happened. That is not what happened.
I really did think you were going to love this show because, spoiler alert, I love this show.
Yeah. So, there you go.
So I'll go ahead and kick into mine then, if that's all right.
Go for it. I'm done.
So I'm going to start off by saying one of your major complaints I actually really, really liked. You made the comment that instead of giving like full personalities to all the bad guy characters, it felt like they gave them each a quirk. For how comparatively short the bad guys are supposed to be in the show, except for the one that got a backstory, I think that works fine. I kind of liked it. It made them each memorable for their one note because that's all they needed. They're only there for one episode. And they got to share the limelight with 3 others. I thought it was fine. When I chose this show, I was fully aware this show's stupid. This show is really stupid. And no, your background, you broke it.
It's gone. Oh no, what happened?
F and chat for our audio listeners. Seaweed has a TV display in the background that we've been putting pictures of the anime on.
The laptop's restarting.
Died.
It's updating. I hate Windows, bro. All right, well,
Windows update.
No more picture.
MVP.
No more picture.
Where was I going with that? What was I saying?
Don't remember.
Right. This show is really stupid, and I absolutely love it for that reason. This show is ridiculous. It's excessive. It's fan servicey, and it's making fun of sports anime, by being ridiculous and over the top, and I am here for it. I don't think it's some amazing cinematic masterpiece, but I like shutting off my brain and watching this ridiculous excessiveness of a brain-dead sports show. I dig it. I initially rated it a 7 the first time through, and I think I'm leaving it at that. I enjoy this show. I don't think it's amazing, but I enjoy watching this show.
Okay. I just have one thing to say. I don't think it makes fun of sports anime like you think it does.
Well, I mean, okay.
This is the only sports anime you've seen.
That. I've watched Girls in Panzer. That counts.
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does.
No. Look,
I don't know.
This
show is stupid, and I love it because it's stupid. That's about the best I can say about it.
No, that's fine. Yeah. Well, everybody has their own taste. And this tasted like playing cards that had just come out of somebody's ass. Which is to say, not good.
I disagree, but okay.
Oh, you think they taste good? Okay, buddy.
Okay.
You walked into that one. You walked into that one, buddy.
What show are we watching next week? Take it over.
Oh yeah, so next week is the neither of us have seen pick. And I think we decided on Cutie Honey Universe, which is the most recent Cutie Honey adaptation.
Yeah, because last time we got to one of these episodes that neither of us had seen, we came to a bit of a standstill and had to flip a coin between Cutie Honey Universe and Korewa Zombie.
Yes.
Because reasons, we're a little bit delayed this week, and so we didn't really bring anything new to the table, so since we already kind of teased Cutie Honey as an option,
I think it'll be fun.
We'll just go ahead and kick into it.
Yeah, I like Cutie Honey. I haven't seen this one. So it should be fun.
What little I know about it doesn't seem like it'll be my jive, but I could be proven wrong. We'll see.
I just want to say, I pick bangers, and this was one that
That's questionable.
It's not. It's actually a scientifically proven fact.
I mean, the last two you picked were good, actually, because you also suggested Korewa Zombie Desu, so I'll give you that, actually.
Yep.
Recently, you've been on a good trend.
Yeah. I mean, I have been the whole time,
I picked out Keijo and Babylon, so you probably have lost all faith in me.
Yeah, after Babylon, I was like, well, it can't get worse. So.
It wasn't that bad.
It literally was. It was hell. Oh, I don't want to talk about it anymore. I'm done talking about Babylon forever. I don't want to think about it again. If you bring it up on the show, I will edit it out next time. Unless you're editing, which obviously I can't.
It'll happen. I'm going to forget, and I'm going to bring it up again.
Oh my god, don't give me more work. All right, well, that's the end of this episode of Keijo. Of, girls fighting with ass and tits.
This episode of Keijo?
Girls fighting with ass and tits. So join us next week for our Cutie Honey Universe. Should be a banger.
Universe.
Should be banger. Yeah, specifically Universe, because there's a lot of different. Because there's Cutie Honey, there's Cutie Honey, I think there's Shin Cutie Honey, or something like that. I don't know.
I don't know how many there are. All I know is that when you suggested Universe, I had missed the Universe part of it and looked into it. And I'm like, oh, we're watching another show that's older than my family.
Which maybe we will watch the old one. Maybe. Because it is only 26 episodes.
That's needs advanced planning, but it's theoretically not off the table.
My pick is the next week.
We're not watching the same
all right,
quote unquote series of shows 2 episodes in a row. That ain't happening.
All right, well that'll do it for this week.
You gotta go back and watch Overlord 3 before then.
Oh no! Oh no! All right, well that's gonna do it for this week. I'll do our shill. You don't like to shill? I'll do it.
I'm just gonna sit back and let you have fun with that then.
Okay. So if you're watching us on YouTube, go check us out on Anchor, or any other podcast platforms you want. If you want it portable. But if you're listening to us on Anchor and you want to see our beautiful faces, come check us out on YouTube.
Beautiful in quotation marks.
Yeah, just come check us out on YouTube. We do get ad revenue from Anchor, which is pretty cool, but we don't really care. If you would like to support the show, you can donate to us on Anchor, and then send me a DM on Twitter, and with like just like a screenshot of your donation, we'll shout you out at the end of the episode. Otherwise,
unless Anchor notifies us directly, in which case we can just shout out.
Yeah, if they tell us like if they tell us who donated there, then we'll shout you out there. But I don't.
We've never received one, so we don't know where it goes, how it looks like.
and don't feel obligated to do that. It's whatever.
Yeah, not in the slightest.
Yeah. But you should go follow us both on Twitter and go subscribe to my YouTube channel. Pretty dope, pretty sick stuff we got planning.
He makes videos. That's more than I can say about myself.
I do make videos. Yeah, I'm working on 2 right now. Oh,
I can't even count that high.
Oh man, it's a high number. Yeah, so let's go do all that stuff. All the links will be in the description for everything, depending on which platform you're listening to. All that fun stuff. But I think that covers it for our shill section.
We'll see you next week for episode 20, the big 2-0. Double digit. Wait, we've
yeah,
already been on
the first double-digit episode. Crazy. Man, I can't wait. I'm excited. All right. We'll see you next week, guys.
See you next week, y'all.